Hello, traveler. It's good to see you. Welcome to the revolution. Right now, we are witnessing the apocalypse of the old world, and with it, the old ideas of society and civilization. Old ideas like us versus them. And you'll find that all institutionalized religions and social viruses are founded on this principle. This principle has never served us, only them. And reality has also shown that there is no them, only us playing a counterintuitive, self-destructive game. And this is where it ends. Nature loves us and has spent an incalculable amount of time getting us here, but she will let us destroy ourselves. I refuse to let that happen without a fight, especially when the solution is so simple. We just have to recognize what time it is. Culture has never been so malleable and accessible to so many of us. It's in our hands at all times. And the old chains that once bound us all, racially, mentally, and culturally, have begun to rust and fall away. It's a beautiful thing to witness, but we're missing something crucial in all of this upheaval and liberation. And that something is a collective culture, a cultural center. And this culture is shared by us all, and we all have a part to play in its creation. It may seem like culture is a runaway train with no brakes, but it's not. It's as malleable as our brains and our beliefs. We're creating culture in every moment, but most of us don't realize it. We're doing it unconsciously, with every like, every comment, every interaction with another human being. We've severely underestimated the power of our interactions. Those little moments that seem small and comprise our entire day. These are the ingredients of culture. And over here, we transmute those ingredients into a new, sustainable, harmonious culture. A home for our shared values. A haven for our unique, original perspectives. An active purging of the things we will no longer tolerate. A manifesto of mental, spiritual, and physical reclamation. And it all starts with you. Over here, we are reclaiming and affirming the virtues and values that make life worth living for every human. This podcast is a demonstration of the energy that will tear down the old structures and ideological prisons that have bound us all. It is a rebellious resistance against the tides of ideological warfare that currently plague us, all with the help of one of our most powerful collective weapons. That power is open, honest communication and quality conversation. And you will see that power and the joy and freedom demonstrated in every episode. You will feel the calling to bring that energy into your life consciously, and we will reclaim our collective cultural center from the inside out, one conversation at a time. If that resonates with you, then welcome to the tribe. It's good to see you. All right, Paul. So I hit record.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Go to commercial.
We're recording now, and we'll be back.
I just love how our intros are just like, it's not like there's no formality to it. It's just
None.
like, all right, we just started.
You're a lifelong friend. Why would we even
Oh, dude,
Like, how awkward would that be? Hey, Paul. How you doing, bud?
it's like the saying that we always do. It's like, all right, so where do you want to eat? You're like, I don't know, Paul. It's us. It's us.
Honestly, we
I
never
love it.
knew, and you would always ask me, dude. You
I always just like,
hey,
I
Jay, where do you
always just
want
like to, throw it out there, Maybe you had an idea, you know what I'm saying?
Have I ever had an idea?
We're 0 for 20, Jay, but at least or 0 for something.
Yeah.
But one day I'll get that one, Jay. That's why I always do it.
I respect your dedication. I really do, and honestly, it's one of the reasons why I fucks with you, Paul.
Oh, dude, there you go, dude. Back then, dude, it's meant to be. It's meant to be, man. I am excited to be here, Jay. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you.
Dude, let's group up. I love it.
Let's group up, dude.
Let's group up.
Sorry, my
dude.
headphones, they gave me the beep, the low battery beep.
Oh, The wireless, man. The wireless.
Huh?
Is it wireless?
Yeah, it's wireless.
See, I used to love wireless stuff because I'm like, oh, I could just go wherever and do whatever. And cables don't stop me. But then now I'm just so lazy to charge it all the time. I just
Nah.
do wired.
I feel you, dog. That's understandable. That's a smart man move. Welcome to Recoding the Culture.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, Recoding the Culture. I'm gonna have to shave that introduction down quite a bit.
Definitely.
It's a long intro, but I'm not okay. So when I say that, I'm not talking about our conversation here. This is all in. This is all gold, Paul. Sorry, bro. This is all gold, bro.
Shit. Okay.
But just the intro to the show, the mission statement. I want to shorten it and make it more potent over time. But
Dude, there we go.
we are recoding the culture over here. So what does that mean? We're rewriting the rules of our unity here. Our world rests upon the rules that we have created between each other. The things we will and will not tolerate, the things we love, the things we support. This is a coming back home. We're returning to source. So I thought, let's open the show with some of the closest people to me. Let's start the show with the day ones. Okay? Let's not even why would you start anything relating to interpersonal culture and relationship and skip over your day ones? Never that. Never that. And so, it is with joy, it is with appreciation, it is with love, it is with respect that I introduce and present to the world my day one, my soul brother, Paul. Welcome to Recoding the Culture.
Dude, thank you, Jay. Thanks for having me, man. I'm glad that this is gonna be recorded and uploaded, man. Soul brother, dude, it's an honor, man.
It's the truth, man.
It's
whatever
an honor.
The fuck happens after life, we dapping up over there. I don't know what it is. I just
find
know
each other.
Yep. That's you, ain't it?
You seen this guy? You seen this guy? Oh man. But dude, thank you again for having me, man. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this brings us, man.
Yes. And you were here for the original idea, which was about talking about things we disagree on.
Yes. And we found out that food is hard to
Food is hard as hell. We learned that lesson quick. I was like, man, I don't have a stance about this shit. What am I talking about? But that's the beautiful part about this, you know? And I really thank you for being there then, and I'm excited to be able to work with something more concrete and that puts the spotlight and the emphasis on your journey and the culture. So we'll start the show like this, Paul. You've been asked this in one form or another, but I'm gonna put that J twist on it real quick. Put that J twist on it. Sprinkle it on real quick. Do you have any mottos? Quotes you live by? Anything of that nature?
Oh gosh. This is on the spot. I thought we were gonna talk about food. I'm just kidding. I thought we
was gonna go back. Again. You thought we was gonna do it again.
What about ketchup? Okay.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think is just for me. I think it was just like when you and I talked like a few years ago. It was just about honesty, right? Like just when you're honest with somebody. I don't know if this is even a saying, but it's like if you're honest with somebody, you are giving them your full trust and respect that they can handle the truth that comes out after. Like that 100%. Just blew my mind when you told me that, and just being able to be like, oh wow, like if I'm trying to sugarcoat stuff and I'm obviously there's always ways to go about it, right? You can't just be a fucking dick about it, like, you fucking 100%. Suck, like it's just like, yo, okay. Like maybe you do, but it's just like there's not like a sugarcoating, but just like, hey, like you're not doing so hot. Like,
Yep.
or just being able to tell
That's real
somebody,
love.
yeah, especially with like a friend, like a best friend, a significant other, just being able to say like, hey, like this is my truth, and being able to know that they are strong enough, um, and human enough to know that like, oh, this isn't somebody that's trying to attack me, but there may be things that are painful to hear, but it's coming from a place of love where it's like, hey, I'd rather tell you the truth and be honest with you than just kind of sugarcoat it and bounce around. And it's very hard for me as a person to say that because I am non-confrontational. Like I
Yeah.
always on strength tests or the Myers-Briggs or whatever, I always get harmonized as my first one. Because I'm just like, dude, like I'd rather just, let everything around me be in harmony. But
100%.
I feel like
I'm the
in
same
some,
way.
yeah, man. What's so weird is that I think I recently talked to my partner, and she told me, or I can't, I just started coming to this idea of like, oh, like being able to find harmony within myself,
There
or
it
be
is.
able to like exude the harmony towards other people, it's weird setting boundaries, or it's weird being assertive, right? For me,
It's a new
especially
muscle.
because,
It's
yeah,
always going to feel weird. It's always going to feel weird.
and being able to be like, oh, this is my truth, and if it's not like, oh, they can't handle, but if they more so like try to resist that and just be like, what do you like? This is weird. Like, why aren't you like a team player and all that? It's like I am, but I got my life to live too. Like
Yeah.
I can't do all this stuff and bend over backwards all the time. Like I'll try my best, but like I got things to do. But yeah,
Got to put your foot down.
truth.
It's funny. Something has come to mind when it comes to truth. We're told to always tell it, but where's the conversation around how hard it is to tell? Like, where's that?
Yeah.
Where's the that this gonna be kind of hard considering what's on the other side? Where's that? Where's the you should do this, but it's also going to be difficult for these reasons.
Oh gosh.
You know what I'm
I feel like
saying? Like
I feel like I always get at
that's culture.
crossroads. You
That's
know.
the role that culture plays.
Mm,
It fills in for the things that parents can't give a child. That even a child can't give a child. This is other people who don't have a biological tie to you but want to see you thrive.
mm,
That's the power of culture.
mm.
So hell yeah. One of the bedrocks of that is truth. It's honesty. The real thing. And to me, there's nothing more intimate than that.
Yeah.
I love real people, but real people, not assholes. Not people just being dicks. Cause like they think that we don't know when they mean it constructively or when they don't. Like, bro, I know you was coming for that person.
Mm.
Like, nigga, you have a hate problem.
Yeah.
It's all right. Just admit that to yourself. Like, this is not that's not constructive. People are like, yeah, people don't want to hang out with me because I'm truthful. It's like, nah, you're a dick. You're a dick. That
It is
has
a
nothing to
fine
do with the
line.
truth.
It's a fine line for sure.
Like, yeah. But like it's still you can tell. You can
Mhm.
tell.
Yeah.
Because the person who says the thing, like, not only will they feel it, they're gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be hard for you to hear. But they're gonna be there to help you jump on the new solution. If they drop that shit on you and they walk away, that ain't your friend. Like that's just straight up what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care about you. But somebody who cares about you is gonna find a way to get that shit over to you. And 99% of the time, 99% of the time, it does not have to be hurtful. It may bring about a painful process of transformation.
Yeah.
It may be an uncomfortable period of growth, but you can always find a way to phrase something with love, with some gentleness behind it. I had to learn that the hard way, man, because I'd be popping off. Not even gonna lie to you. I'm real good at keeping a lid on it, but when people, ooh,
Yeah.
man, you shake me, you get like, because for me, I'm all about fairness.
Yeah.
You're gonna shake this can, I'm gonna give you exactly what you shook it for. Like
Yeah.
you told me, you screamed it out.
Mhm.
You made it a concerted effort to get this reward. I'm gonna make sure you get it to you because that's what fairness is all about.
Yeah. yo,
I ain't
you're a
playing with you.
savage, man.
I'm just,
Cut the commercial.
we'll
Justin,
be back
cut the
after these
commercial, Justin.
messages, bruh.
Oh man.
Anyway, so all right, honesty, truth. Okay.
Honesty. But what about you,
Um.
Jay?
Shit. That's a real good one. That honesty one for sure.
Mm,
It's honestly the same thing, just in another face. I would say authenticity,
mm,
right? Ownership of self, where you've decided that you're going to be on your own team. You can tell when someone's decided to be on their own team because they dope as fuck, whether they with people or not.
yeah.
Right? Their energy is within. I respect that. I appreciate that. And I believe that that's the ultimate goal for us as human beings. How can we embody who we truly are to the highest degree? Authenticity.
Yeah.
You know, I struggled for a long time with the fact that I loved video games so much
Huh.
because it was always shamed,
That is true.
right?
Yeah,
But I
that's
got an
true.
infinite stamina for that shit. You want to know why? Because I actually love video games. I love Overwatch. I will play that game until it's gone. And then I'll find the closest thing to it and play that, bro. No cap. I
I
love
remember you
that
took
game.
a reel like I gotta take a break from Odo.
Yeah, dog. I'm getting too salty. Nah, that was a rough period. You saw me go through a chapter, dog. That
Yeah,
was
dude.
disillusionment.
Yeah,
I
dude.
was hot, bro. I was so jaded, dog. I
I
remember I
was
was
like,
like, I need to take a
whoa.
break.
Damn.
But I could play myself to exasperation.
Yeah,
But the
like
whole point
it's
I
like
was
us in
making,
Smash. Smash
100%.
Brothers, man.
It's
Like,
endless.
yeah, like
It's
we
endless.
we got like 200 games
Mm-hmm. And I
in
won
one
0
sitting.
of them.
What's here?
I didn't win a single of them games. You could say it. We
No,
we
Jay, you
played
did
about
win.
200.
You did win.
What?
You
What?
did win.
What?
Wait,
Like
remember when you
twice?
were Mewtwo and I was Shoal? There you
Yeah,
go.
that's one time, bro.
But when it was Melee, dude, you got some wins though. It wasn't like a
that
clear.
was that
It
was
was
after
yeah.
at least 300, 400 games at
And you
least.
recorded, dude. I wish you kept that phone.
I wish I kept that too, dog. It
Oh,
was just so
dude,
sudden, man. I still remember. I was like, dude, that's my
this is
life
what it
different.
feels like.
Yeah, I got that first win on you, dog. That was everything.
I know it was just the worst though, because when you win and you beat me like at certain games,
Yeah.
like the way you just rub it in,
Oh, I
it's
know,
just
dude. I'm
like,
the
oh,
worst.
I hate this because I can't. There's nothing I can do. It's like keep on. Like there's nothing I can do. It's the oh you want to go again is the only thing I can come back with, right? It's like oh yeah, like hey, you want to go again? And you're like
Yeah.
no, Paul, we can go again, but let me just bask in this shit. I'm like oh
You're like, that's
god,
the part I don't want, bro.
oh exactly. I was like let's just go, let's go. But
Oh, that's
no, yeah,
hilarious.
dude, I am now when I look back at it, I just see the significance of like certain stuff. It's like, when you keep losing all the time, you finally get that one win. You're like, yo, I
I
made
earned this
it.
shit.
Like, yo, I passed the gate.
Yeah,
Like the gate was always the thing, and you're like, I put my foot on the other side a little bit.
for real. And
Yeah, dude.
honestly, yeah, like there's that magic, bro. Like that's like
Mhm.
it's a foundational part of our friendship as well. It gave us enough time around each other to really
Yes.
bond so deeply.
The
And
stupid shit talk that we talked. I don't know if it was even shit talk. We were just doing stupid shit.
the dumbest shit, bro. And it always worked. It always got on one of our
Oh
nerves,
man.
and it was a blast. I I brought that up because of the shame around it.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't pursue it.
Yes.
And people would look
Mm.
down on it because there are people who use video games as a drug, right? The same thing
Yeah.
about like alcohol and all these other chemicals. People will misuse it, and then the entire industry, that entire hobby, that entire aspect of human culture
Yeah.
is demonized because of the most extreme example. It's like, that's not
Yeah.
fair. And
Yeah.
well, I would like intentionally not play and like stay away from it and not do anything with
Mm.
it,
Wow.
largely because of that, not because I actually wanted to. So it like forced me to be inauthentic, right? And so
Wow.
that's why authenticity is so important to me. One of the reasons why, at least, is
Mhm.
it's who we really are. And
Yeah.
most times the things that we are authentically inspired to do have the most to do with our gifts. They have the most to do with what we're here to do. there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
And video games are one of those somethings for me.
Oh, dude, when you brought that up, I was like, oh my gosh, like I think this is one of the many reasons why we click so well. Because like whenever like it's just the stamina of playing video games. Like I just love the fact that we can stay up late at night just playing video games.
It's fucking
Like
awesome, dude.
yeah, it's like
Some of the
one of the
best times of my
coolest
life have been
badass
doing that.
things ever. But it just sucks when you have other people that share their opinion. Like I totally agree when someone says like, "Oh, like it's a waste of time." And it's like, no, I'm taking my time. Like I'm
Yeah.
just taking my time enjoying life. Like what the hell are you doing? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's like they always say like, "Oh, you should read and stuff." I'm not saying that you should not.
Yeah.
Like, but
There's
it's
time
just
for
like
all that. We do all those things too.
yeah, it's like I don't know. To me, it's like that soul movie. Like when that soul is like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my purpose on life and stuff. But then like they finally found the purpose was just maybe it's the purpose is to live your life and just try to enjoy it and try to enjoy the everyday mundane things. It was just like super like interesting to like think about because I always connected that to like, oh, should I not be playing video games? Like, should I be being productive, quote unquote, and like
Right.
trying to be like this productive human being that everyone approves of? Like, oh, look at Paul, he's busy with so much stuff. But then deep down, I was like, dude, I just want to play video games. Like, video games is just so cool. You're immersed in something. I don't know. It's just fun to like I love grinding out levels like on Final Fantasy shit. Like that's why I
Yeah.
love Final Fantasy, just the fact that you can just grind and just maximize your stats and stuff and then you can fight side quests that are hidden levels and hidden
Yeah.
bosses. It's just super cool. And
It's really fun.
yeah, dude, I totally agree with the video game statement. Like I don't think I've ever stopped playing video games, but I've always told like, oh yeah, you won't like, oh you're gonna give up video games when you grow older, and I was like, really? I'm like, damn, this sucks. So
I don't
maybe
want to.
that's what made me want to play video games more, maybe. But I was just like, I don't know if I would. But my plan was not not to have like the traditional like way of when you grow up as an adult is like, oh, have kids and stuff. Like I'm very fortunate that my partner introduced to me like, oh, I don't want to have kids. I was like, what the hell? Like, what is this new idea? Like, I never heard of this before. But then once I really realized, I was like, huh. Like, I think I'm kind of like Aaron in a sense. I don't know if you ever watched Attack on Titan. Whoever
I
watches
remember
Attack on
that
Titan,
character. I remember that
yes,
character. I got about
he is
5 or 6
awesome.
episodes in. It's a crazy show, man.
But
I plan
it
on
just
finishing
talked.
it eventually.
Yeah, like I would recommend it. I don't know. It just to me, it just really. There's a lot of fucked up parts though, but it's just like
That's
the
my
the
type of
concept of
stuff.
like his pursuit of freedom. I'm not trying to say any more than that or give away too much, but it's like
I
his pursuit
appreciate you.
of freedom was just like whoa, like he did all he could for that
Yeah,
freedom for him and other people. But
I was a brave
like
kid, man.
yeah, and for me, I'm just like whoa, like obviously I'm not like super like Aaron, but like my pursuit of like trying to be free from just in some sense, I guess being an adult in a way. Like I just want to live my life and just enjoy it, and then yeah, just enjoy being alive, I guess. Um,
100%. And you could tell when someone is enjoying their time being
mhm,
alive. I think it's one of the most infectious things in culture,
mhm,
being able to see that. Staying on video games a little bit,
okay.
I I've always liked them. Like I like the RPGs and stuff. But once I got a hit of competing with people
Mm,
online, like actually playing against a human being, that's why I like fighting games
mhm,
and specifically Overwatch as a shooter so much is because your enemy is a human being that's growing and thinking, and there's nothing like that. Like you just can't get that in any scale of difficulty in an RPG. I mean, there's the skill based ones. You got your Elden Rings and stuff, and that's also a game I will eventually get to because it takes some really powerful risks, and so it gives you that difficulty, that visceral nature. And I do believe there's an online mode where you can like show up in people's worlds and kill each other and shit. I'm like, okay. But when the playing field is level, I find myself hooking up into that game world the same way I would like if I was playing basketball, right? Like
mm,
it's a sport to me. It's a skill to me. If I wasn't doing that, like if the grid goes down, I'm going to go and get into like skeet shooting or archery. I know, skeet shooting, right? What?
I don't know what skeet shooting is, man.
Bro, they throw a disc and you shoot it out of the air. Like I'd be
Oh,
doing
that's it?
something
Oh,
precision
when they
related.
do the pole, and then don't they say
Probably.
that? They say
Hey,
pole, and then
all
they
I know about it is what I've described. I don't know shit else, dog. I really don't.
Oh shit!
But
Oh man!
it sounds right.
Yeah, you're like what the heck is Paul saying?
Yeah, like what? That ain't it, bro. Tell me the name of that one again. There's a pole and a 4?
Because I think they say pole, and then the person like pulls something, and then that's what shoots the discs out.
Oh,
That's what I thought. What?
man.
Maybe I'm thinking about another sport.
I just need to
I
take a
have no
trip over to
idea.
YouTube and figure it out myself. I
Oh,
appreciate you, but
dude. Okay.
so
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
kind of what I
Yes.
mean.
Yes.
Like that's
Yes.
the general census
Sports.
there.
S-
Like, what
So
is
you
my
don't like?
question to you is? Oh, no, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Go.
No,
No. You go.
no,
You go.
no, 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 no. We're
Yeah.
no. Please,
So
I
you
want you to get your
always
thought. Yeah.
but you played. Oh, well, I guess because you played like MMOs. Like,
I
do
loved
you
them.
like those? Okay, you
I
do like them
loved
because
them,
there's
and it was
people.
because of other people, but you
Mhm,
still couldn't quite compete. Your enemies
mhm,
were pre-generated, so you could do stuff together,
mhm.
but it just didn't feel personal enough. You spent that journey alone, and you were
I
doing it
see.
by other people, but you weren't like,
Mm,
there wasn't really human interaction there. Whereas you're constantly interacting with humans in each match, and
yes.
yeah, some of them are insufferable idiots, but you love them and you do what you can to help them out
Mm.
or destroy them. Whatever, whatever fate decrees.
Because I'm just that good.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a dump on somebody,
Yeah.
dude. You just got to do what you got to do. Nature set it up. Slide in that list.
So the question, what is the question you have for me, Jay?
The question is, I really gravitated toward competitive games.
Mm.
Right now, what would you say your favorite gaming genre type is?
Oof. I think I do enjoy like the PvPs. Like I like Heroes of the Storm, right? Or like those type of games. Like I used to play Dota a lot. I used to play Heroes of New Earth, which is basically a rendition of Dota. And I
Yeah,
played League of Legends, and um, so I did like that aspect. But I think I had, no, I think I did have more fun when it was with friends,
gotcha.
playing it together, But I think the hardest part was that when I play those games, like I think about everything. Like I at least I try to. I think about like, oh, it's not just like what I'm doing in my lane. You know what I'm talking. You know what Dota
Yeah,
is, right? You
yeah.
play League. Okay, okay, okay. Um,
Like
like
you're
just
stacking
focusing on just
mentally
that.
so
Yeah,
many different variables.
exactly. And I think that's what I liked about those games was like, okay, like you have to not only focus on the person in front of you as well as like, well, in Heroes of the Storm, it was easy. You didn't really need a last hit, but like in League of Legends and other stuff, like you had a last hit to get gold and all that. Um, so it was just like focusing on that, but then also know like, oh, mid is missing, or mid is like there, but top is missing. It's like, okay, what's going on there? And then jungle used to be at top. So it's just
Huh.
like you just all these things where you just start thinking like, okay, like are they gonna gank me? Should I play? Like, oh, like try to read the player that's in your lane. Are they playing kind of passive? I'm like, okay, like why they used to be like this, like why are they playing so passive now? Like so but the hardest part was like when you played with friends that weren't as good. And I think that's where I have trouble with a lot with PvP is like if I and that's what goes the other way too. Like if I was really bad, I would feel like, oh, like in some sense, it didn't make me want to play as much because I'm like, oh, I'm holding back my team. But I could have just obviously just asked my team, like, hey, like, are you guys doing? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing very well, but like, is this all right? Like,
Yeah,
or but the other way around is like when I play Heroes of the Storm, I play with friends, and I don't mind it. But when you have people where you constantly have to, it sounds weird. Like I feel bad doing this by coaching them,
yeah. You
you know?
really do have to guide them.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like, so and so, like, try this, or you never thought about this. But then what drives me nuts too is like when someone has been playing that for so long, or maybe even longer than I have, and they don't notice those things. I'm just like, you never notice this UI, like,
Yeah,
or this design that basically makes your character way easier to understand. That's what makes me really frustrated because I'm just like, why aren't other people putting as much mental thought or like just like analysis that I am doing. Because if I
Mm,
had a bunch of me's playing on the same team, obviously this could go for anybody that says this, but it's like it would just be way more smoother because I don't have to explain like, oh, you should get this talent because this, and this, and this, and this
yeah.
during mid game. So that's why like during PvPs or players versus players, like I don't enjoy it as much because I don't think I can, especially if I am good at the game, I can't slow down my process of, oh, I let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Because in some sense, like if I do that, it sounds so horrible. And I don't want it to sound horrible. It just
Well,
makes me feel like horrible. Like it makes
it's
me
not
suffer, right?
horrible, and I want to ask you about why you feel that way, but
Hmm.
please finish
I
the
think it's
point.
just like suffering. Because like I can just think of the other way too. It's like, oh, someone that's really good, they play with me, and then I'm not really good and I'm holding the team back. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Right.
I'm sure it's a trial. I put you through the gauntlet, But I just like for me, I'm just like, man, this sucks. Because I'm just like I'm trying my best to carry the team. It's like
Yeah.
it's like when you play a basketball game, you're just making every shot, You're like 40 points and all that, and then your team is just like really bad. And you're just
Yeah.
like, dude, I did everything that I could but we
Everything.
still lost. That's the worst part is like I did everything I could,
Yeah.
but we lost. But I think that just comes with the team game is you're gonna lose even if you did your best and everything was
100%.
right on your end. Yeah. But
And sometimes, and I think this relates to sort of the strategy here with discussing culture on the individual level rather than
mm,
with groups, right? I want it to
mm,
be personal. Sometimes your best, it depends on what you're tying best to, right? It's a step
mm,
toward a different outcome. So in my mind and in my experience, I've found that my best performance personally was the last thing the team needed.
mm,
So somebody's insane idea for a flank that they never stop doing is actually something that can be harnessed as a team because I know what way that person's going to go into the fight. So yeah, I'm not going to go and run off to Timbuktu with them so they can die, but I'll be nearby to help support whoever they're targeting, right? To help take
mm,
them down because their fucking fixation on the flank could mean a pick this time simply because I was there,
yeah.
right? And so in that weird way, the way that we actually connect to one another, I find, has as little to do with our personal desires and personal outlook on life
Mm,
and more to do with a general one. And that's where we can make the compromises.
mm,
Because it's not about thinking the same. We're all going to view things differently. But,
yeah.
it's like living with someone. You realize, like, oh, okay, so your standard of cleanliness is different from mine. So we're going to meet in the middle where our standard of cleanliness pleases me enough and pleases you enough. We find
Mm,
something new in the middle of these two perspectives. And so I kind of wanted to chime in there because I feel like that relates,
yeah.
more to the things that I want to discuss with you here
Yeah.
about us as a collective team, humanity. And I
Mm,
love how beautifully it segues into it because the reason why I love Overwatch in games like that, where there's strategy and you have to do it mechanically and move around yourself, it's because the game is played on a decision basis,
yeah.
right?
Split decisions all the time. Yeah.
All the time. And you're just making the best choice with the information that you have at that time. And so
Mm,
I noticed these things in society, and that's why I started this podcast, because I was like, okay, how do we even get to repairing our ability to talk to one another?
mm,
Well, you got to give people good examples of it. And then we got to be able to know what it is that makes a good conversation good. What it is that makes a forward or progressive conversation progressive.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why the previous iteration, we start with establishing our values. Well, we did the same thing here. I just didn't form it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So
that's dope.
we've mentioned, we've sussed out some very key things, honesty and authenticity, as things that we celebrate, we want to see more of in culture, we appreciate, and have helped us get where we are. Now let's talk a little bit about the things we've observed in our culture in several groups, across several groups,
Mhm.
that you feel aren't helping us, that might need a tune-up or a better understanding. Are there anything like that you've observed or seen in culture around you, emerging or archaic?
I before I answer that, I
Yeah.
also do like PvE because I just like PvE because of the fact that I can just do everything that I can to optimize my situation. That's why I
Oh
like
yeah,
RPGs.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
that's why I just had to
it's a
add.
no, understandable, totally understandable. That's my favorite part of those as well. If I
Hmm.
do happen to play, I like creating really interesting builds.
Yes.
I like to play with crit rate and attack speed and all that stuff, and
Yeah, dude.
try to make something artful and like still expressive. Like yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's a
so dope.
blast.
Like Golden Sun, like all those like type, and I also like retro bit like games, like anything that has the little sprites.
Yeah, yeah.
That is just
Tactics.
so cool. Yeah, it's just so cool to me, and I think it's because I like tactics a lot that like it just ever since I was a kid, it was just super cool. But yes, all
Yeah.
right. Going to the question though, I think it's more so a lot of it is accountability, and definitely I'm not above that at all. But just like in video games, I just feel like in a lot of player versus player, there's no like talking. And it's not, oh, go to voice chat and we can talk. No, 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 no. It's about actually sitting down and be like, not what the fuck were you doing? Like, what was that? It was, hey, like we need you in the next team fight. Like, you know, leave that lane next time so we can go take care of it. But for
Yeah.
some strange reason, people just take that as, oh my gosh, like stop flaming, this and that. It's like, yo, this is online,
I'm
first of
just
all.
trying to
Like,
discuss with you.
yeah, it's like first of all, like like we had that one experience when we played OW 2 together. Like
Yeah.
it was just like I was like Winston or something, and then like obviously the kid of his is to jump in, jump out, like bother the team, has this big tank, and then get out of there. But then one of our supports or something like that was like, "What the fuck, Winston? Like, why aren't you
Yeah.
like, during that push?" It was like, "Why are you on the left side?" I was like, "Dude, I was with you. I was with Jay. I was with you. Like, not the other person, but I was like, we were flanking." But then the person got so upset. But then I was just like, oh, like, like this and that. And then finally at the end, when everyone just released all their, I guess, toxic, like, frustration, like, oh, I just got mad that I was just frustrated. And it's like, dude, you could have just said that in the beginning. Like, you could have just said, like, hey, I'm just pretty frustrated. Like, why aren't we, like, one side of the team? Like, it was just like, you can discuss this.
You can.
Like instead of just throwing these things out there, it's like and then what I'm trying to get at is that they just don't hold like I don't think we're able to hold everybody accountable in the most human way possible. Was to actually have a discussion. Like is
Ooh.
this always these things of like, well, you did this, so you suck. It's like, dude, there's four other people that have their independent minds of what to do here.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about it. The worst part is when you're trying to talk to somebody that is on voice chat with you and they just ramble off. It's like, oh no, this and that, like, or like when they go into a spiral, like, oh, I suck, like I can't hit anything. It's like, yo, dude, like
Yeah.
me too, man. I'm struggling too. Like, we got this though. He's like, no, we don't, like this and that. And it's like, yo, like we just started the game. It's
For
just been
real. It's
five
way
minutes.
too
Like
early for
it's
that
just
type.
like that's why I love Super Smash Brothers so much, was because yes, it's a PvP. Obviously, I'm glad that I put so many hours into it when I was younger, so it's like
Mm.
kind of transfers to now. But it's like the joy of coming back and winning is
Oh, nothing
better than
like
the
it.
winning, in my
Nothing
opinion.
like it.
Don't get me wrong, the winning is great. I love winning, but
Nah, those comebacks where you
but
really
the
get into the
comebacks when
zone.
you,
Oh,
yeah, when you're in the zone, like when athletes are in the zone, like when
yeah.
they're just like when LeBron, like Steph Curry, like anybody in the NBA is in the zone, like you're like, yo, no one can stop them. Like, but obviously there's times where you're in the zone and then you still lose, but that fear, or maybe just like you make the opponent backpedal a little bit. It's like, oh shit, like the momentum. I don't know. Just like when we play Smash, like remember that replay we watched when I was like, what, Ken, and you were Joker, and you were smacking me, dude.
Yeah,
You were
that's whenever you
destroying me.
mention comeback, like just now, when you started to talk about this, all I could see was Ryu in his fucking stance, dog.
Yo, it was nuts. Like you like spiked me like in I don't think I even touched you first life when we like
Yeah,
3 out of 3. Like you were
I was really
destroying
feeling
me.
myself,
Yeah, you were killing it. I was like, okay, like he's not gonna. And then you spiked me too. I was like, oh shit, like this ain't good.
dude.
And you were feeling yourself too. You were doing the taunts and shit. I
I
hate
sure
I hate that
was.
there's taunts. I should just turn off all taunts. But
Hey,
just a
hey, hey,
hey,
hey.
the little stupid little Joker little thing. I don't know what it is, but
That's Mona.
Mona. There you go. But it's just like, and then once that happened, then you start. Then I then something just changed, right? It was
Yeah,
just like,
man, you
oh
got
my
real
god.
still. I was able to really notice your spacing was deadly accurate because you're already an accurate player. I'm wildly inaccurate, but that adds to my unpredictability.
Yeah,
You are
it's hard to
fucking
read you.
yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, I'm like, what is this guy doing?
I'm a mess, and that's
Yeah,
that's part of my
the
strategy. It's just
chaos.
yeah, and there's a way to control that and do it well, and I'm on my
Mhm.
way. But for you, yeah, there's just this deadly precision, and it's your timing. Your timing
Mhm.
is immaculate, and
Yeah, I
so
appreciate it, man.
yeah, man, you really spaced yourself out real nice, and I just felt it in my spirit. I was like, I don't think,
I
I
can
don't think I'm
win.
getting another stock off this guy. Like I'm just not. Like, and not only that, I can't attack him from the air at all. I can't attack him from the ground. Like I don't know what I have to land. I just know it's not going to. Like I just fucking knew that. But I was like, all right, let's just warrior this one out. And I think you three. Was that a three stock?
uh,
A
yeah,
comeback three stock?
yeah. I think you destroyed my first life, but then you didn't really touch me on. I think you touched me on the second life and got to 100, but after that, like you didn't touch me after that, and then
Brutal.
yeah, like,
Brutal.
but that's the thing. Like when you do it with people, in life, and when you get the momentum together, right? It's a scary thing, and yeah, like it sucks. Like life doesn't go to plan. It's like what you told me. It's like, today's just you getting shit on by a bird today.
Yep.
Like you drew the
You're gonna
card. Like
take one today.
yeah, like everyone goes through those shitty days and good days and just days. Hopefully most of the time, hopefully it's like good days, but I feel like most of the time it's like yeah, like you're just living your life. I don't know, like it's just you just live in life, and sometimes things happen, and um kind of sucks, but it's just cool when you start having that momentum and so life just starts happening and you just like, whoa, things are really coming into play. But
Absolutely.
I feel like it all starts with accountability, like for yourself too, just knowing like, hey, like I got some stuff I have to figure out. Or I got things that I have to do. But at the same time, knowing to hold yourself accountable back towards rejuvenation, like, yo, you've been going at it pretty hard. Like, let's hold yourself accountable and actually rest. Like,
Huh. Oh, that's
like
huge.
yeah, I think I saw like a quote that said like the grind isn't all about like the hustle and like the nose to the what was it nose to the ground? I
The
don't know the
grindstone.
saying. Yeah,
The
there you go, the
grindstone.
grindstone, and it's just like just going at it all the time. It's like it also includes resting, and it also includes like just being. But
Yeah.
hopefully you can just be whether you're on the hustle end or on the rejuvenation end, just being and being able to know like, hey, it's okay to be it's okay to take my time. Like I hate
Yeah.
one of the sayings I don't like is waste my time. Even though there's
Huh.
some things I feel like do waste my time, but like the things that you do enjoy, that you love, the people that you love spending
That's not
time
a
with,
waste. I'm
it's
with you.
not a waste. I'm taking my time.
Yep.
That's why I love video games so much because I'm taking my time to enjoy myself of being a human. Like
Yeah.
video games is awesome.
We're
Video games
well
are awesome.
speaking of, the time taken, right? You touched on something that I feel also kind of stands in the way of our unity as a culture. Um,
Mm,
and it's that sensitivity. It's
mm,
ego.
mm,
It's the first thing people respond from when you do offer an opportunity to discuss ideas. People are just ready to defend themselves because they actually
mhm,
can't take constructive criticism. And this is not a new thing in humanity. Like this is written about in so many things. It's even the Bible has quotes on that.
mhm.
There's scriptures about people who can't take counsel. They're called fools. Right? So it's
They're
like
called Pauls. All right, Jay.
uh,
He
That'd be
just created this
wild if
podcast to roast me.
I made like a big ass allusion to that. Like I send you down.
I can see you do that though.
I
I can
yeah,
totally
you're
see
right.
you do that.
You're right. I I am capable of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. But
Sorry, you were in the zone. I'm my bad, dude.
no, you're fine.
Mm,
We're in the zone together. It's just, it's all centered around our larger impact on culture, right? And
mhm,
so it's recognizing that the insights and the connections that we make on our personal level within ourselves
yeah,
are very important for relating to other people because they have to do the same shit. I feel like culturally we're just looking in the wrong place. And so we look at the cultures that we create, the traditions and rituals that we either create them or perpetuate them, whatever it is. We're the ones responsible. We look at this stuff like it's a runaway train. It's like, nah, it's not. You could change that today, but can you stand on business? Have you heard that phrase before, Paul? Standing on
stand on
business?
business. No,
All right. It also relates to another phrase. They say, they say 10 toes down, right? Like you're
ten
standing on it
toes
with all your
down.
toes. Like the thing about culture is that it doesn't change overnight. And it has to catch. So if it doesn't catch and it doesn't last, you will not see its impact, you will not see it spread. So standing on business is continuing to refine the culture and the changes that you want to see in society until it does catch. That's the key. But it can't catch on if people don't have the capacity or the space for what it provides. Right? That's like
Yeah.
if we live in a cold climate, but I designed these really amazing shorts. Like, great, bro. This is some amazing stuff, but it's not for these people. We in the cold, right? But attacking culture is like dressing for the weather, right? Being aware of the weather and using it to your advantage. And at this point, the weather's looking real good. It's looking perfect to be able to communicate with each other, but we need to create the capacity for criticism. We need to create the capacity and the priority of honesty. We need these things. We can't lose these things. And if we hold on to them, we'll find ourselves on the other side of so many of these petty, stupid little things that got us at war with each other, man. Like we can't, it's just not sustainable. We can't be this close to one another and can't talk.
Yeah.
We gotta know friend from foe. This is the time. We gotta do that. Like we we can't miss this opportunity. I'm not gonna let us do that, man.
Yeah.
So all right. So for me, it's sensitivity. Those things kind of get in the way. People's unwillingness to look at themselves, their ego, examine the larger context of where people are coming from. And they turn around and go, oh, yeah, I can't trust nobody. I ain't got no one in my circle. All right. Have you given them a chance? Have you actually spoken to the people in your circle about the things that are different? Have you tried to lead by example? Do you struggle with the shit that you're complaining about in other people? Have you ironed that out?
Yeah. And it's so cool that it's all related to like it's like related to like like being ego driven, but also
Mm-hmm.
holding yourself accountable. It's like this is self awareness, right? Just knowing like, oh, like it is my ego talking, because
100%.
like the heart definitely is a very soft, gentle like voice. But it's speaking from the soul. It's like telling you like, no, you should just keep going straight. But then your ego's like, well, if you keep going straight, what's gonna happen?
Right. It's commentary, right? You 100%.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How do you know?
Yeah. And then also when it comes back at you, But
Yeah.
obviously there's always, times when we go back to our earlier conversation about like, being a dick about it. It's like obviously your ego's gonna be up, and also your heart too is gonna be like, yo, this guy's kind of an asshole.
Right.
This person's kind of an asshole. So it's like definitely listen to both, but don't be deterred so much by the ego. Don't let the external voice or the louder voice really, really say like where you should be going. But
100%.
yeah, dude. Yeah. It was tight. This is awesome.
Thanks, man. You're
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
tight. You're pretty awesome, man.
Ooh.
So we've laid out the principles of authenticity and honesty as things that are like guiding lights to our lives and the lives of others. We've talked a little bit about sensitivity and accountability and how we haven't really made a space for that culturally. So now, what are some ways we can usher it in? What are some ways we can hold the door open for those things and infuse them into society on a
Hmm.
personal level?
I guess what I liked about us, like, cause like going back to like PvP and like Overwatch and stuff, and there's times where I'm just like so frustrated. I'm just like, dude, I did everything that I can,
Yep.
and then but the way that you are able to like balance me out and be like, it's all right, man. It is frustrating, but dude, we gave them a run for their money, right? In which we did. I was like, yeah, that's true. He's like, but you're gonna win in life, but you're also gonna lose in life too. And sometimes
Yeah.
the lose is like a streak. Sometimes the wins are streaks too. So it's
Word.
like I think it was more so I think that's what changed my mind a lot about about obviously it's a work in progress, but just changing and learning that there's people that want to see you win. But at the same time, they're gonna be on the journey with you and they're gonna see you lose too. Like even if like the people that see you win is supporting you and everything, like you're gonna lose. And that's
Yeah.
okay. And I think that's where I think everything is about just like looking at yourself and just looking within and just knowing like, okay, like um let me have conversations with myself. Let me be friends with myself. Let me not shame myself for feeling certain things or thinking this is a bad thing or a good thing or just seeing as a human thing, just knowing like, oh, I just have this feeling towards this. And that's kind of cool. That's very interesting. Obviously, it's not like I hope people don't think like, oh, I'm thinking about murdering a bunch of people. I think that's cool. It's like, yo, hey, whoa. But it's just like, just I don't know. I just feel like introducing the fact that let's try not to shame people. Let's try to remind ourselves that we're all humans. We're just trying to figure out life. Not even together, but just like for ourselves, and then in some sense that will also help out each other because we all can understand like, yeah, I know you made a mistake. It is very frustrating. I am very frustrated, but we're figuring we're both trying to figure this out together, and just sucks that a lot of the times there's just people against each other more so. But hopefully, I hope that more people are willing to know like, hey, you made a mistake. Yeah, it freaking sucks. Yeah, it affected me. But let's try to work together to do something,
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's my take, I guess. Is
That's
starting with that. Just I don't know. It feels a lot better when you have someone that rages a lot, be actually like humane and be like, sorry guys, I kind of messed up. Better,
isn't it?
yeah,
There's
rather than
nothing
like,
like that. It makes you
yeah,
like respect and appreciate them, right? That level of authenticity and ownership and accountability. Yeah.
yeah. Especially after they rage on you,
Right.
it's like, oh man. Then they catch themselves like, hey, I'll be still pissed, but I'll be like, hi. And then, but at the same time, my other like another part of me is like, well, at least like I'm glad that they at least held themselves accountable. That's the most frustrating part is when they get rage and then they start like rambling off and then
Going
not holding themselves
crazy.
accountable. You're like, yo, like you suck too, right? Like we all suck, but it's just like, yeah, don't think it's just frustrating when it's like, nah, trust me, we all got whopped that match, or we all
Word.
had a bad day. It's like
Word.
it
Like
happens. Yeah.
we a unit, man.
You
And
can't be 100% all the time, man. Some days you're
yeah,
just 80, sometimes you're just 70. Hopefully, most of the time you're like whole and you're like 100, but you don't always have those days in a row all the time. So
100%.
take it easy, people.
That's
Like,
it, man. And people they don't have, and it's natural. This is why masters of a craft, people who even just get to a skilled or professional level with things, they're admirable because we know that they've gone through those seasons of abundance, of lack, of I can't even call it lack. It's almost like an ebb and flow, you know?
Mm.
Um, where things are going well, things are a little more difficult. Like they've lasted through those seasons. And so I feel like when it comes to things like culture and, kind of opening new doors in terms of like, hey, we can get back on our feet. We can do something new, right? Helping people do that. It's one of those things that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be times where you do your best to communicate and you play your best and it still don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is not to have 100% win rate. The goal is to step away with 100% clarity.
Mm.
That's it, bro.
I was gonna be, you're full of shit.
Yeah, what
I was
the
just
fuck?
like, I'm
100%
just kidding.
clarity. Get in
I'm
on
just
that,
saying.
right?
No, dude. No,
It's the
totally.
truth though. Like,
Yeah.
and like relating it to Overwatch, since this is something we both enjoy and share. It's best laid plans, man. You know when it's happening. Everybody's everywhere, trickling, ults popping off randomly. Like it just no one's listening in chat. Like, yeah, we got 4 minutes left. It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah. Yeah,
So what do you
totally,
do
man.
with that time? Do you throw
Mhm.
your hands up? Do you flame the people in your like? For me, I might try something different. I'm gonna just try
Mhm.
something different. Like, all right, this might be an opportunity where, like, man, if I really pop off with this character, we have a push. So in my mind, I think bodies. I'm like, all right, we just need bodies. People need to die. Who can I use to like? That's why I like the assassin picks, especially if it's like, oh, nobody's grouping up. Like, this is we're on our way down. I'm taking as many people out with me.
Uh,
On the real, and that's just making the most of what we got.
mhm.
Right? So relating it back to culture, we throw our hands up when we meet resistance, and I want to change that. If nothing else, don't throw your hands up. Put your hands out. Get them in front of you. Get ready to push some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a new plan. That's what this is. Culture needs a recode right the fuck now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it starts with our values, man. And so,
Mhm.
like, yeah, you want to see that change? It's like my boy Gandhi said, be it and don't stop being it. Stand on business. Today, tomorrow, the next day, next spring. That's what makes the difference.
First, I thought you were gonna say what Gandhi would say. Don't be it. I'm like, Jay, don't fucking be it. Don't
Yeah.
be the change. And I'm like,
You're like 1 word off, my guy. 1 word off. Nah, Gandhi said the light skin folk are superior. You're like, bro, are you all right? Yeah, be the change you wish to see in the world. What? What do you say?
follow my page.
Another thing too, and this is something it's upsetting to me, but I'm comforted in that people who have much larger spheres of influence than myself recognize that people aren't staying long enough to hear what people actually have to say. We're snap judging too much, too quickly. If there's anything that I'm working directly against in specific, it's that.
Assuming too, yeah, just having too
Too
much
combative.
judgment. Yeah.
Way too combative. Like, I can listen to somebody expressing views that I don't agree with. And that's not remarkable. That's not remarkable. It's rare, but it's not remarkable, dog. You need to do that. That's how you function as an adult. That's why public school, as shitty as the curriculum can be, the exposure to other people and social acumen, even if you're on the worst side of that, because I've had periods where I was on the worst side of that, and it is awful. It's the worst shit, bro.
Yeah.
But what it teaches you about interpersonal relationships, what that teaches you about the general, I don't know why I'm trying to not say zeitgeist, but that's what it is.
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist. I just feel like an asshole using that word. But it's what it is. The general paradigm, if you will. It exposed you to the web, the foundational blocks of culture. We are nothing without that. This is our code. Our culture is our code. You don't break the rules of the code. And the best way to ensure that is to make sure that the code is sound. It can be proven. It can be demonstrated. The code is malleable. It can change, but only in the direction of refinement. I have a great deal of respect for science, the art of science and the method of science. And I think when applied properly, the method of science is responsible for every good thing we have. The method of science. And there are people who hear science, they hear this sentence and they go, That feeling right there is what I am combating. Because if you really understand what's being said right now, you will understand how blessed of a time we live in when we have access to good science. A lot of access to shitty science too. We can't even call it science. It's just bad. Unfounded claims. A lot of access to that, but we have access to the good shit. Culture, our code, is a guide to the good shit.
To the
Introducing
good
the
place.
new name of the show, The Good Shit. No. Oh, that'd be dope though. I might save it for a
Dude,
bio
that
description.
segue was awesome.
Wasn't it
man.
great? I love a good punchline.
That's the new. That's the new.
That's all comedy is in a nutshell.
Oh man. Oh, that was good. That was good, Jay. I'm expecting the next time on the good shit.
The good shit. They're like,
Oh
bro,
man.
is that a poop emoji, dog? Like, are we serious? Here's the good shit. You didn't have to do that though. You could have done so many things.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh, that was good, Jay. Nice, dude.
hell yeah, my boy.
But dude, yeah, man. Totally.
Yeah, man. So
Ooh.
I know I went on a bit of a tirade there, but this is what it is, man. It's so important to me, and I find that these things, the ingredients that make it up. My goal with this is for people to be able to see that. They'll be able to see the recurring themes, the things that we all see. what?
Wait, what?
Oh, okay. I thought you were laughing. Were you
Oh
sneezing?
no! I was sneezing.
Oh, I was like, oh damn, he got something. All right. Well, the whole point being, I want people to be able to see the through line here and then just put it into action. Put it into action. Get out there and put it into action.
Mm-hmm.
And watch what happens. Watch.
Yeah.
You're doing some wild shit, man. It's a quantum leap in the right direction. But, you got enough people using it for nefarious ends, right? They want to start a militia on some unfounded claim. They want to, you've seen it. You've seen it. We have this spectacular ability to group up. It's time to group up around things that actually move things forward. It's not about virtue signaling. It's not about this group versus that group. It's about who and how I interact with or in spite of or because of or alongside. It's about the interpersonal day-to-day interactions I have with the people around me. I make it a point to look people in the eye. I make it a point to ask people questions about themselves. And if I can, I leave them with something that gives them a positive impression, that gives them calm or peace. I'm not just running around being like, your eyes are beautiful, your fucking kneecaps are... No, that's not it. What I am doing is if I can speak life and empower from a genuine and authentic place, I will. Sometimes what I'll do is somebody will complain about something or, I don't know, talk down about themselves around me, and I'll be like, that's not true. You can keep it real with yourself without talking down to yourself.
Ooh.
All right?
Okay.
So that's something I take into my everyday, man. And so my last question to you, as we wrap up this beautiful, organic, authentic conversation, it's like us sitting at...
Yeah.
I'm trying not to use locations. Sitting at the park,
Yeah.
Sipping a few and just talking.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you're going to take into your world? What are some things you're going to take into the interactions around you that you feel might have an impact, might have the desired effect of recoding the culture?
I guess I've always been talking about like within and stuff. Hopefully it recodes within me to know that I'm just doing my best. Because I feel like I shame myself a lot. Like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, I should have started this sooner. Why did I do that? It's just like all those things just constantly just go in my head. And it's just cool when you have friends and a supportive partner who tell you that you're just doing your best. And I guess for me, it's just being authentic to myself because I don't think I really have done that for me. And I want to start doing that more because being how old I'm messing up the language here, but
It's
just like
okay.
how long I've been on this earth. Jeez Louise, that took a while to say.
That's all right.
It's been too long for me to not be rediscovering who I am as a person and being kinder, opening up doors that I've always had closed, or even opening up doors that I didn't even know I had, and just being like, oh, this is me.
I love that.
Like that's I feel like I need to recode myself, man. Not just for the better per se. And I'm not trying to sound like this all like cool, like whoa, like look at what I'm saying. It's just like I just want to like actually like enjoy living my life and enjoy being in my own being.
Yeah,
That's what I
you
want.
your true home.
Yeah, like being at peace with myself within the chaos of everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's external or internal, just like knowing like, okay, what does Paul want to do? I don't know. I'm tired of not being able to be, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
We're made for that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stifle that. You can't stifle that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paul,
Welcome
we've
to the
reached that
good
point
shit.
in the... Yeah, right. Welcome to the good shit. I'm the good shit, man. Take your shit up. Hey.
Yes.
Like you could have said orders, sir. How about you get out the restaurant? You're going to turn down money? You're going to turn down money right now? Yes, I am. Have a good shit. Doesn't make sense, bro. Get out. don't come back. Leave a 1-star Yelp review.
Yes, Jay.
So that brings us to our conclusion. Paul, you are an absolutely beautiful soul, and I pray every day. And in my prayer, I just give thanks. And this is one of the bonds that I give thanks for every single day, without fail. So, brother, I want to add to that, just giving thanks to you for your time, for your enthusiasm, for your heart, for your mind, for your journey, for your support over the years, man. It's been an absolutely beautiful ride, and I'm looking forward to all the additional things we'll be able to do in the
Oh
years to
gosh.
come, because I know we're taking it to a whole new level now, man.
Oh man.
And I know that we were born for this, Paul. And so thank you for walking this path of life with me. Thanks for staying in my orbit. Thank you for allowing me space in your orbit, man. And even though the show is not called It's Good to See You, I hope you know, no matter what the future contains, it was always really good to see you, Paul.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, so it's always a blast, man. I always say that we were like spiritually bonded when we
100% agree.
kicked it off, man. I feel like I think we've known each other in like past lives.
Certain of it.
And dude, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's just really cool that you have me on here. This is your art, man. And I'm excited to be a part of it and see it be for what it is or see where it goes, man. Just seeing how much you were so into this, how you're looking forward to actually make the time to actually do these things, dude. It's awesome to be a part of the journey and the celebrations or the process of like my friends going into wherever they want to go, you know? It's such a pleasure being part of many journeys. So I'm very, very, very grateful to be a part of this one. So thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the next time.
Yeah. It'll be very soon, my brother.
It'll be in 20 years. That's like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
about
the
you
line.
know, give me 8.5 times 3.
History.
Don't forget the times 3. That's the part that trips people up.
But dude, yeah, man. It's always a blast, dude. It's always good to see you. It has always been a pleasure. I always enjoyed our times when we got to hang out in person. Um, dude, yeah, it's a blast. I could truly say that, you know, you were one of the people that I can just be, you know.
Yeah.
So thank you, man. I I appreciate you. I love you. I'm excited for you. Thank you again for just doing this, man. And it's not just obviously it's not for me. It's just cool that you're doing it for you and you're bringing me with you. You know, you're
Yes,
inviting me to be
sir.
like, yo, like check this room out in this house that I'm building for myself. And it's like, yo, this is pretty dope. Like this is awesome. Like this is
Yeah.
so cool. I love celebrating people's like achievements and wins. So again, I've been saying this throughout this entire thing. Thank you, man. This wouldn't have happened if you didn't start this thing, this vision for yourself. So um, I'm sure you are, you do this for yourself, but do give yourself credit, man. You deserve it. You deserve everything, King. So, um, so yeah, man. Love you, dude.
Thank you,
Always a
man.
blast.
I love you too, man. I don't know what you got going on after this, but if you'd like
Dude,
to
let's
play
get some
some
O
Overwatch,
dubs. Let's get some O
you know,
dubs
you want to hop
going,
on the
dude.
battlefield, dude?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm
Let's
I'm
do it, man.
excited, man. But I just don't know. Do you need to upload this right before? Do we need a break, or are we just going to go straight into it?
We'll just go straight into it. I'll
Oh,
end the
dude, let's do
session,
it.
save it, and we're good to go,
Let's
dude.
do it. Let's go, man. I'll see you. I'll see you on very soon. Then.
I'll see you on very soon, brother.
All right,
I
dude.
love you dearly. Thanks
Love you too,
again,
man. Let's do it.
and I'll see you soon.
Watch on OW2. We're just so fucking frustrated. It's like, God damn it, I
You
hate
fucking dude, stay next to me, bro. I need fucking here. Yeah, yeah. Brotherly love.
Welcome to the good shit, dude. That's kind of a good ring to it, though,
It's not
man.
bad, bro. I'm gonna keep it in the back pocket. I keep it in the pocket.
Yeah, we got sent. It's always like, welcome to the good beef.
I mean, I've said nigga a couple times, so it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't think I want to compromise on that, but I just got to find a way to get around that.
Oh man, it's
That content
awesome.
filter. Get to know someone there. Just be like, hey, yo, I don't know if you can program it, but let me say nigga, and then we'll be good to go.
It'll
Just
be
let me
good.
do that.
Oh man.
We
But
chilling.
all right, man. I will log off right
All
now.
right.
Dude, I'll see you on, dude. I'll see you in
I'll
like
see
a
you
minute.
on. Yes, sir.
All right, dude. I'll see you.
Peace. And that is the end of episode 2 of Recoding the Culture. I'm going to have to create another announcement with the name change, but you do what you got to do for your art. Keep your head up. Walk with your shoulders back. Remain authentic. Hold on tightly to your sense of integrity. Look through your own eyes. You need them. I was taught, according to the Bible, not to rely on my own understanding, but I think that is translated poorly. I believe what it's actually saying is to come back home and always consider the wisdom you already have. So lean not on your understanding, but your experience. And not only that, be open to more. I'll see you again soon.